Are you planning to relocate to Cyprus and want to start from renting out the property but don't know what exactly is involved in the whole process? In this video, I will discuss the most important points which you need to consider when renting out a property in Cyprus. Our law office specializes in property and immigration law, and therefore we can assist you in any important questions related to renting out the property for immigration purposes or just to relocate to Cyprus. All the information discussed in this video will be very useful to you when planning to move to Cyprus. Even though the process of renting is not a difficult one, in simple terms, you just find the property you need, sign the agreement, pay your deposit and your first month rent and move in. But in practice, it's not so simple. If you don't secure your rights during the signing of the tenancy agreement, you are in a risk of having issues either with your landlord or sometimes even with the migration department. So it's of most importance to pay attention and not ignore the main points needed. First, major point, where to look for the property. There are usually four most popular places where you look for the property. First one, if you have friends in Cyprus, they will recommend someone to rent out the property from. Second, we have popular platforms such as Bazaraki, Facebook Marketplace, where you can find numerous ads for rental properties. Third, also very popular, is you can look for a real estate agent to find you a property needed. He will consult you on the areas, locations, costs, etc. It is very important when dealing with local agents to check whether they have a proper license, because in that case, they will be responsible for all the procedure related to your rental property. They will be conducting all the checks needed and they will secure your interest in the particular transaction. The most important comment from my side is if you are asked for a prepayment before signing documents or checking any information related to the property, please don't. This is a major don't, just run away. Let's discuss what's needed to be checked before entering into a tenancy agreement in Cyprus. The information to follow is very important, so pay attention. What you need to check before signing the tenancy agreement. This can be done by you, your agent, or your lawyer. In case if we are involved, we do conduct all these checks on your behalf. So the main points to check is, first of all, the ownership of the property. In many cases, an agent will be renting out the property on behalf of the seller, but you will need to check, first of all, either an agreement or the power of attorney on their behalf to give them a right to sign any tenancies which will bind the owner of the property. Second, you need the full inventory. You need to check what's being rented out to you and in what condition. Make sure you check all the air conditions, any heated floors, anything that everything is working before you get the keys, make the full payment and enter the property. It is very important, and on some cases our clients ignore that part in the beginning, but then have issues with is the communal payments, because Cyprus is a tourist country and most of the projects have swimming pools and gardens, etc., which need maintenance. The maintenance is usually burdened on the tenant, so make sure to include that in your tenancy agreement and check how much maintenance fees you will be paying on the monthly basis or annual basis. It is very important, and unfortunately, in my experience, only 30% of tenancy agreements have that is photos of the property. Make sure you document the condition of the property being rented to you, because at the end of the tenancy, the landlord can request you to clean the property, check any scratches that the property may have, to fix them, even though they've been there before. So make sure to take all the photos and confirm the conditions of the property. In the tenancy agreement, it must be established who is paying for any repairs. If the repair is due to normal wear and tear, obviously it's on the landlord. If something is broken by you, you will cover the costs, as in any other country. Again, considering if you will be checking your own agreement, please make sure to check the following points. First of all, the tenancy agreement should include the tenancy period. We do not recommend signing short-term tenancies because they can easily be cancelled. The price can be renegotiated. So make sure the term is in there along with the fixed price for your tenancy. Any extra payments such as electricity, water, communals must be established who will be paying them. So make sure to summarize and write it down for yourself. In addition, make sure to write down how the deposit will be returned to you. In Cyprus, for example, in comparison with the UK or with the States, we don't have a special agency which guarantees your deposit. Therefore, you'll be paying your deposit directly to your landlord, and therefore there are no further agencies securing or checking whether the deposit has been returned back to you. So make sure to include the special clause which allow you either to deduct your deposit from the last month or specifically to return your deposit to you immediately after the completion of your tenancy. It is very important to include any cancellation clauses to your tenancy because sometimes circumstances may change. You may need to move or you may need to relocate again. So make sure you have that clause there to secure your rights and allow you to cancel your agreement if needed. There is no need to register your tenancy anywhere in Cyprus, but if you need your agreement for the migration department, you will need to pay the stamp duty for it for the agreement to be valid. Also, don't forget the witnesses. As in any other country, the costs of rent varies between cities, specific areas, depending how close it is to a tourist area, to the sea, etc. Also, the points affecting the property are whether it's a communal apartment block, for example, whether you have a swimming pool, any other specific areas in your building. Also, some apartments are being rented out furnished, most of them actually, or unfurnished. It can also affect your property. According to the average market prices today, Limassol is a little bit more expensive, so average price for the rental property in Limassol starts from 800 euros, 1000 euros, depending obviously which region you'll be living in. And Paphos goes a little bit cheaper, going around from 600 euros per month to 800 euros per month. Obviously, if you want a villa with your private swimming pool and everything, the price is going to be different depending on where the property is located. When renting out the property, as mentioned before, you need to consider this important points to avoid any issues after you moved into the property or after the tenancy has been ended and you need to deliver the keys back. In usual circumstances, it's really straightforward. You won't be having any issues with your rentals, but sometimes if important clauses are missed and some issues appear, it can cause you financial losses, even issues in your migration department, and lots of communication with your landlord to sort out a particular issue. So make sure to consult a specialist before entering a tenancy agreement, or allow the specialist to do all the negotiations on your behalf to ensure that any issues are avoided. Our office specializes in property law, as mentioned, and we will be happy to assist you in consulting on any particular issues, checking documents for your rental property or your tenancy agreement. You can visit our website for more information or contact us directly for a quick consultation before you enter the property market in Cyprus.